I the a-hole for refusing to reconcile with my best friend after she Destr-yed my family's trust? I'm Tasha, 31, female from Atlanta. My former best friend, Zoe, 32, female, and I were inseparable for over a decade. She was like a sister to me, and my family loved her, especially my parents, who even invited her to every holiday dinner. Everything fell apart about 6 months ago, and I still can't believe it happened. Zoe hit a rough patch last year. She lost her job, had a messy breakup, and ended up staying at my place for a while. My parents offered to help, even loaning her $5,000 to get back on her feet. They didn't think twice about it because she was practically family. Zoe promised she'd pay them back in 6 months. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago. My mom asked if I'd heard from Zoe because she hadn't returned her calls about the loan. I hadn't, so I decided to reach out. Zoe finally answered after I called 3 times. "Hey, Tash," she said casually, like nothing was wrong. "Zoe, what's going on?" "Mom's been trying to reach you about the loan," she sighed. "I can't deal with that right now. I'm struggling, okay?" I tried to stay calm. "You promised, Zoe. They trusted you. At least talk to them." Her tone turned cold. Maybe they shouldn't have lent money they couldn't afford to lose. I was furious. "Are you serious? They helped you when you had nothing, and this is how you repay them?" She snapped back, "I didn't ask for their charity. They offered. I'll pay them back when I can, but they need to chill." I hung up and immediately called my parents. My mom was heartbroken, and my dad didn't say much, but I could tell he was hurt. Zoe ghosted them after that conversation and hasn't reached out since. Last week, Zoe texted me out of the blue, acting like nothing happened. She wanted to meet up and clear the air. I refused, telling her that until she made things right with my parents, we had nothing to talk about. She blew up at me, accusing me of being self-righteous and choosing sides. Some mutual friends say I'm being too harsh, that Zoe's going through a tough time and deserves some grace. But my parents are the kindest people I know, and she stomped all over their trust. Am I the a-hole for refusing to reconcile with Zoe until she fixes things with my family? Am I being too unforgiving, or is this the right stance to take? Am I the a-hole for publicly confronting my sister about her lies that ruined my relationship with my parents? I, 29, female, grew up in Asheville, North Carolina, with my younger sister, Chloe, 26, female. We were close as kids, but once we hit our teens, things changed. Chloe became the golden child, straight A's, piano recitals, scholarships. Meanwhile, I struggled with school and felt like I could never measure up. My parents, Janet and Peter, always seemed to favor Chloe, but I figured it was just because she was easier to brag about. A few years ago, I moved to Denver for a job. I still called my parents regularly, but they seemed colder, more distant. Every conversation felt forced. I couldn't figure out what I'd done wrong. Fast forward to last week. I came home for a visit, and we had a big family dinner at my parents' place. Things were awkward, but I tried to keep it light. Then, during dessert, my mom said, "It's a relief to have you here, Chloe. At least we know you won't abandon us like your sister." My jaw dropped. "What are you talking about?" I asked. Chloe looked down at her plate. But my dad chimed in. "Don't play dumb, Lily. Chloe told us how you said we were toxic and that you wanted to cut ties with the family." "What?" I shouted. "I never said that. Chloe, why would you lie about me?" Chloe looked up, her face red. "I didn't lie," she mumbled. "I just told them how you seemed distant." "Distant?" I snapped. "That's a hell of a leap from toxic. You've been feeding them lies for years, and I've been wondering why they act like I'm some ungrateful daughter." My mom tried to defend her. "Chloe wouldn't lie. She's always been honest with us," I laughed bitterly. "Yeah, because I'm the screw-up, right? It's easier to believe her than to actually talk to me." Chloe finally spoke up. "I didn't mean for it to go this far," she said, tears in her eyes. I wanted them to care about me more." "Well, congratulations," I said, standing up. "You got what you wanted, and I lost my family because of it." I walked out, and now my phone's been blowing up. My parents say I overreacted and should have handled it privately. Chloe texted, apologizing but also saying I was too harsh. My friends are split, some think I was justified, others say I shouldn't have caused a scene. Am I the a-hole for confronting her in front of everyone? Should I have just stayed quiet and dealt with it later? I'm so tired of being the bad guy in my own family. Am I the a-hole for ruining my cousin's engagement party by telling her fiancé about her secret ex? I, 29, female, grew up in Houston, and my cousin Sophia, 27, female, has always been the golden child. We've had a decent relationship, but she's got a manipulative streak that I've overlooked more times than I can count. Last weekend, it finally boiled over. Sophia's been engaged to Max 30 Mala for 6 months, and everyone loves him. He's kind, hardworking, and clearly head over heels for her. The thing is, Sophia's not exactly been honest. She had a serious relationship with a guy named Damien right before Max, and she dumped Damien out of the blue once Max came into the picture. What makes it worse? She never told Max about Damien, even though they were together for 3 years and Damien's still in her life as a friend. At the engagement party, everyone was toasting Sophia and Max. I was chatting with some relatives when I overheard Damien's name. Apparently, Sophia had been texting him that morning. I confronted her in the kitchen, whispering, "You're still talking to Damien? Does Max know?" Sophia rolled her eyes. "Of course not. He wouldn't understand. Why ruin everything over something in the past?" "It's not the past if you're still in contact," I said. "You need to tell Max." She scoffed. "Stay out of it, Olivia. This has nothing to do with you." Later, Max came over to thank me for helping set up. I don't know what came over me, but I said, "Max, can I ask you something? Do you know who Damien is?" His smile faded. "Damien? No, who's that?" Sophia rushed over, her face pale. "Max, don't listen to her. She's just trying to stir up drama." "Am I?" I shot back. "Tell him the truth, Sophia, or I will." Max looked between us, confused and upset. "What's going on?" Sophia started crying. "Fine. Damien was my ex, but it's over. He means nothing to me." Max looked crushed. "You've been lying to me this whole time?" The room went silent as everyone stared at us. Max stormed out, and Sophia screamed at me, "You've ruined everything," before running after him. Now, the family's divided. My aunt says I should have kept quiet and let Sophia handle her own business. My mom says I did the right thing by not letting Max go into a marriage built on lies. Sophia hasn't spoken to me since, and I have no idea if Max will forgive her. Am I the a-hole for exposing Sophia's secret and ruining her engagement party?